Welcome to SVG-TV News for Thursday, January 30th, 2020. I am Rochelle Batiste with the details. Vincentians turned out in their numbers yesterday to bid farewell to this country's fifth and longest serving Governor General, Sir Frederick Nathaniel Ballantyne. Sir Frederick was laid to rest at the Kingston Cemetery in his specially made breadfruit coffin following a funeral service at the Kingston Methodist Church. As we hear in this report, the beloved former Governor General helped prepare the funeral before his death.
The family, relatives and friends of Sir Frederick Ballantyne received the full support of Vincentians on Wednesday. Sir Frederick Nathaniel Ballantyne, affectionately known as Freddie, was given a send-off on Wednesday, January 29, 2020, fit for a former head of state. As part of the state funeral, the specially made breadfruit coffin carrying his body was laid in state at the House of Assembly for most of the morning period for viewing by officials and members of the public, after which a procession led by members of the SVG police force and other uniform organizations moved down to the Kingstown Methodist Church for a 3-hour-long service. The breadfruit coffin, the songs, and the minister who delivered the sermon at the funeral service were all requested by Sir Frederick before his passing. At the service, his children paid glowing tribute to their beloved father.
Dad, we love you. We're going to miss you.
Reverend Monty Mall, who Sir Frederick has known for more than 4 decades, quoted a message meant for his children, but which is applicable to all Vincentians.
Change, depression, frustration, irrelevant and inappropriate utterances. Always remember that I am always grateful for your support. Unquote. That is the text of the final paragraph of a document he composed several weeks ago for the guidance of his family as he prepared them for the challenging responsibility of caring for him.
Prime Minister Dr. Ralph Gonsalves was among those who paid tribute to Sir Frederick, and Dr. Gonsalves said Sir Frederick served with dignity as Governor General.
Your exemplary personal qualities lifted higher this great office, which is itself imbued with abundant authority and institutional charisma.
Sir Frederick passed away at age 83 years, leaving a great legacy behind. The interment took place at the Kingstown Cemetery.
We therefore commit his body to the ground, dust to dust, ashes to ashes, and earth to earth.
For SVG-TV News, Larissa Pogsley-Kidd.
Early childhood education plays an important role in creating the necessary foundation for future academic success. And with this in mind, Deputy Chief Education Officer Dixton Findlay said it is important to get the foundation right. His comment comes as the start of the UNICEF OECS Early Childhood Curriculum Framework Sensitization Workshop, which aims to harmonize early childhood curriculum across the OECS. Currently, there are 11 early childhood education centers across the country, with 3 more expected to be open for the next academic year. These complement centers built and operated by the private sector. Delivering brief remarks at the opening ceremony of the workshop, Findlay reminded persons of the importance of early childhood education.
Plays an important part in the development of any education system. And once we get the foundation right, once we can fix the problems early, It makes it easier for transition at the primary level, at the secondary level, and even at the tertiary level. So it's important that we get it right early. We in St. Vincent and the Grenadines have been doing a lot in the area of early childhood education. And we want to thank all those persons over the years who would have contributed to our development.
Findlay said quality teaching is key to academic success, especially during the early stages, and commended the work being done by the SVG Community College to equip the nation's children.
So the Ministry of Education is happy to have our stakeholders on board this morning: Ministry of Health, Social Development, the St. Vincent and Grenadines Community College, and the college is playing a very important part in preparing our teachers to meet the demands in the classrooms. And we know that our teachers play a very important part in the education system. And with quality teaching, quality leadership, we can get things right at all levels. I want to take this opportunity this morning to welcome you once again and to hope that we have a very successful workshop. Thank you very much.
The workshop sessions are expected to cover national context, the proposed early childhood development curriculum framework, overview of the strands, goals and learning outcomes, implementation of the proposed curriculum framework, and next steps. Antonius Thomas of St. Lucia and Genevieve McMaster, Assistant to Education Officer, Early Childhood at the Ministry of Education and Culture in the British Virgin Islands, are the workshop facilitators. The workshop will conclude tomorrow. Kamala Harry of the Lower Bay Primary School in Beckway was on Tuesday adjudged winner of the 2020 Hodder Education Grade 6 Writing Competition. Second place was awarded to Darano Louis of the Chateaubelair Methodist School, and third place went to Chandel Baptiste of the Kingston Alicant Primary School. The 2020 Writing Competition was hosted by the Ministry of Education in collaboration with the Hodder Publishing Company. Here is a snippet of the top 3 students presenting their winning piece.
For all my life, we always had my birthday parties at home and at restaurants. By now, I am tired of that. I would like something new for my 13th birthday party. Something like a beach party at my favorite beach in Lower Bay. In all, going to the beach in general is awesome. So imagine having a party at the beach. Sounds fun, right? Also, when you're at the beach, the things you could do is endless.
It will be delightful of you guys if you let me have a beach party. Plus, a beach party will be the most luxurious thing that you can ask for. Your feet in the sand, the calm waves along the shoreline. I could only imagine how nice it will be. There will be family food and drinks. We will have a blast. If you let me have a beach party, I will feel loved and nicely treated.
Pizzas are loaded with meat and cheese. Firstly, we start by getting your ingredients. You will need 2 cups of flour. Now pour it into a bowl. The size of what you want your pizza will determine the size of your bowl. Then add 1 cup of water to the flour in the bowl.
Education Officer Aldea Gums-Dyer said that the writing competition is a valuable activity which allows the grade 6 students to showcase their writing skills.
Hence, the Ministry of Education mandates that teachers emphasize the writing process in the writing component when instructing students to make sure that they become skilled and effective writers. When this process is followed, students are encouraged to think critically and to delve into their creative juices. They are compelled to organize their thoughts before they express themselves. All these come together to ultimately improve communication skills so that they can articulate opinions and ideas responsibly And you know how important this is in today's age with the media and everything. And you know, we can go on and on with the benefits of teaching writing effectively. Nonetheless, at this time, I want to commend our education officers for their tireless efforts in putting all the structures in place to make sure that this event is as successful as it is.
Representative of Hodder Publishing Company, Byron Wilson, said it was very good to see that most of the finalists of this year's writing competition were from the rural schools and encouraged more school participation in the writing competition, which he said will help the children to develop their writing and communication skills.
I'm waiting for the day when we are going to have full participation. Some 60-something to 70 schools will be participating and will fill the auditorium with their supporters. Because when we do that, we are actually developing the writing skills of our children. This year we have allocated resources aimed at making sure that each student walk away with something. And we have some very attractive prizes in addition to the medals and trophies. This year, we have added another prize, and each of the finalists will receive a free one-year subscription to our Rising Stars online library. And that is important. I'm hoping that when we check the catalog, there is an opportunity for other persons to get free 30-day trial to the library.
In other news, former leader of the opposition New Democratic Party, the NDP, and parliamentary representative of East Kingston, Arnhim Eustace, on the radio today endorsed Fitz Bramble to replace him as the NDP's candidate for the constituency in the upcoming general election. Eustace said he is confident that Bramble will retain the seat for the New Democratic Party and will now await the next step of the party's central committee to have Bramble ratified.
It has been many years to me. I've had 5 general elections already. Wow. And I'm into 6 now. And this one I will not contest. But we are working on that to ensure that in fact we do have a successful candidate polls. And I think Mr. Bramble will make a successful president for the New Democratic Party, based on what I'm hearing from the public. Yes. You know, that's the situation as I know it. And I'm looking forward for us to make an announcement to our Central Committee very soon. That's the present situation.
Eustace said it is time for a change of government which will better the lives of all Vincentians.
That taking too long to announce holding up things, all kind of complaints I get, but rest assured, we know what we are doing. The New Democratic Party will form the next government of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. It's time. Now is the time for the New Democratic Party to put its best foot forward. I've already indicated that I will not contest any further elections. I think I've made my contribution already.
Bramble was an ambassador under the NDP administration and is currently a lecturer in Canada. Last year, Eustace announced that he will not be contesting the next general elections due to health reasons. The police are investigating a shooting incident which occurred in the vicinity of the St. Martin's Secondary School today. According to reports, a Cuban nurse married to a Vincentian was shot by a male who left the scene in an SUV shortly after 3 p.m. The woman was rushed to the Milton Cato Memorial Hospital where she reportedly died. The circumstances surrounding the shooting are not known at this time. And the police are also investigating an incident in Greg's last evening, which left a young lady with severe chop wounds to the face. The victim was reportedly chopped with a cutlass, sustaining wounds to the forehead, nose, and cheek. Reports are that the wounds are so severe that she may lose sight in the right eye. In a Facebook post, the mother of the alleged assailant condemned the attack, which she said was unwarranted, and wished the victim a speedy recovery. We will bring you more on these incidents in tomorrow's newscast. Another private sector entity has come forward to give support to the Ministry of Health for the refurbishment of the Accident and Emergency Department at the Milton Cato Memorial Hospital. CEO of Corace Distribution Limited, Jimmy Ford, yesterday handed over a check amounting to 10,000 EC dollars to Minister of Health Luke Brown to assist with the work. Ford said that the Milton Cato Memorial Hospital is the most important institution in SVG and urged citizens and the corporate sector to assist the government with its effort to improve the country's healthcare service.
Distribution is in the food and pharmaceutical business. We're into the business of sustenance and saving lives also. And we are an integral part of the society because, of course, without food, you know, you cannot survive. There's no life without food. With a staff and complement of nearly 200 persons, and of course their families, we are a significant beneficiary of this Milton Cato Memorial Hospital and the A&E department, E&E rather. And therefore we feel it is part of our corporate social responsibility to contribute to the hospital when asked to so do. So when the minister reached out to me and asked for some assistance, I mean the response, as he would tell you, came in less than 30 seconds. It was easy. Because you know, you hear the requests for different things. But we recognize from a corporate standpoint that the government cannot do everything.
Minister of Health Luke Brown welcomes the donation, which he said is part of the private and public sector partnership for the refurbishment of the Accident and Emergency Department at the main hospital, which will make a big difference in saving lives. He noted that this is not the first time that Corace is making a donation to the hospital, noting that the company recently donated $7,000 to the blood bank.
For us, and it's not, as you have heard, the first time that Corace is doing something along these lines. They were there for us in relation to the blood bank not so long ago, and I'm sure that they will be there for us again in the future. You heard that the conversation that I held with the Chief Executive Officer had a situation where we got an affirmative response in less than 30 seconds. You know, it makes me want to have more conversations with him. You know, but this contribution will go a long way towards achieving the objectives that we've set out for ourselves here and contributing to healthcare.
Minister Brown said that the Accident and Emergency Department is a very important department at the hospital, which see at least 20,000 patients on a yearly basis, and every donation to the department counts.
And contributing to healthcare. This Accident and Emergency Department is a very busy part of the hospital. I've been reviewing the statistics on a daily basis. You have about 60 persons coming here for care and attention. This translates to a monthly situation where on average around 1,700 persons come to the Accident and Emergency Department. So when you extrapolate this information in terms of its annual component, we are dealing with a scenario where the Accident and Emergency caters for in the vicinity of 20,000 Vincentians on a yearly basis. And you could imagine, therefore, that any investment in this part of our hospital will go a long way towards improving access, comfort, and care for patients. In particular, we have some components of a project earmark. We are hoping, for instance, to carry out a complete repainting of this facility and other parts of the hospital as well. We have to do work in terms of seating, we have to do work in terms of security, we have to make sure that the patients, the persons who are in the waiting area are comfortable.
SVG is a country which boasts a wide variety of plant and animal life, which go a long way to help preserve the environment. However, at times human development comes into conflict with the natural environment. And Director-Forestry Fitzgerald Providence said the department is ready to assist where necessary.
In areas where a lot of these animals exist, the housing is moving in and the habitat is sometimes stressed with these animals, and we have what we call human-wildlife conflicts. We want to monitor the populations where they are. We want to work with the established hunters out there to get the information, because these hunters are concerned because they see this as a part of their livelihood. It may be a hobby or it may be something as to provide an alternative food source or income source, and they want the populations to be maintained. They want us to protect the animals so that they can be there to hunt in future times. So we want to continue to work with the hunters, get the information in so that we can look at better studies of the population and distribution of these animals. And this doesn't only apply to the hunted animals, but all wildlife. If there are issues where there may be a conflict between housing areas and wildlife, you can give us a call at the Forestry Services or Forestry Department, and we'll try to assist you in alleviating those conflicts that may occur with wildlife species.